Are we future ready? Are you future ready? Do you want to get future ready? And that's the question for today. Assalamu alaikum, ladies, gentlemen, to all the viewers, who are our beloved viewers who are with us here online on this session today. I welcome you all to this virtual open house session for the Department of Business Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely excited and super excited as we are live. We are live right now, and by the end of the session, you will have a lot of information about how Greenwich University has paved forward for the future and has paved forward for this next semester session for our students. Right now, we are live. It is amazing, and the entire Greenwich fraternity, local, global, is connected with all of you right now. So this is going to be a wonderful session ahead. As you all know, that 2020 indeed started with quite a hiccup. A number of challenges, a number of obstacles, mountains that were put in forward for us that were very difficult to climb. I think COVID-19 that caused all these challenges and obstacles pretty much leveled the playing for everybody. But Greenwich University made massive initiatives to steadfast and to get the education right to the doorsteps, right to our students, and they were able to go through all the challenges, break through the obstacles, and keep providing education for all of our beloved students. And ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, I would like to tell you all that the fall 2020 session admissions are open. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the admissions are open for the fall 2020 academic session. And that is why today is a very special day, a very special event, a very special session that we are doing for all of you. In today's session, we are going to be talking about, and inshallah, by the end of the session, you all will have the information that you require for the fall 2020 session that include the new programs that have started, extracurricular, we're talking about the fee structure, admission criteria, eligibility criteria, specialization, areas of specialization, how to get yourself admitted into Greenwich University, the process, class dynamics, grade schematics, and inshallah we'll have all the information with us by the end of the session. Moving forward, I'm super excited to introduce the guest panelists that we have with us today, who are going to be enlightening us with a lot of information regarding the fall 2020 academic session, and also enlightening us about, are you future ready? So moving forward, we're going to tell you how we're going to get you future ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the first individual that I would like to introduce, she is part of our very own Greenwich fraternity. She's an inspiration. She is a pivot of women empowerment. She, mashallah, holds 20 years of vast experience in academia and education. She's held a number of teaching and managing positions at a number of HSC-recognized universities. She has a PhD in economic finance. She has 25 journals published and well-reputed internationally and locally. Ladies and gentlemen, she is none other than our very own Dr. Musarrat Adnan. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. How are we doing today? Zabardast, ma'am, thank you so much for being with us here today. Before moving forward, I want to know how has everything been, ma'am? I think on the education side, especially with embracing this change that we faced in 2020, ma'am.
Yes, Shumail, life, alhamdulillah, is relatively stable. And it was months ago at the beginning of the outbreak. Even last month, when the cases were at their peak, there was so much uncertainty prevailing around. I think slowly and gradually we are learning to live with it. You know, with the time we have developed certain habits in our daily life, like wearing of masks, gloves, keeping 3 to 4 feet distances if we are having face-to-face conversation or conducting business activity.
Absolutely.
Taking other hygiene measures, frequent use of sanitizers and disinfectants. Now, since most of the businesses are open, alhamdulillah, we switched to online learning system immediately after the initial lockdown. And we are among those universities which have minimum academic loss. And
Mashallah.
hopefully, in the month of September, since the government has announced to open the universities, we will start some face-to-face teaching and learning processes here at Greenwich University too.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think Greenwich has made massive initiatives, especially in reducing the gap. The
Exactly.
gap that came through due to the COVID-19. I think Greenwich University made
Mhm.
massive initiatives in diminishing the gap, and I think you very well said reducing the academic loss. Thank you, Ms. Musada. Thank you very much. Now, moving towards ये जो जनाब मैं अब इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहता हूँ ये मेरे सीनियर थे and I was a junior, but now the tables have turned. Is he a businessman? Nope. I think that would just be an understatement. He is a strategist. He's a source of excellence. He is an innovator. He is any other words that I can come up from the dictionary. I would have to open a dictionary. He is. Before telling his name, let's talk about all he has done. After graduating from Greenwich University, he went on to test the corporate waters, taking the helm as a director for a number of organizations that include Orient Textile Mill, Ibrahim Textiles Mills, and currently is the managing director of Pakistan Dairy Products. He is the brainchild behind Igloo, our very nostalgic ice cream. Oh my goodness, I still remember Igloo. If I knew he's the one who bought us Igloo, Allah khair kare, Igloo was delicious. And apart from that, he's also the revamper and reshaper of dip shop ice cream parlors. He's got the concept of ice cream parlors in Pakistan. He's got a lot up on his sleeve for the future. I can keep going on and on and on about his accomplishments, but without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please, I was about to say with a huge round of applause. Absolutely not. Let's welcome Kareem Daly. Hi Kareem, how are you?
Thank
Kya
you
haal
very
chal
much.
hai?
Hi, Allah ka shukr. How are you, Shumail?
I'm
Can you hear
doing
me?
good, my friend. I'm doing Alhamdulillah really well. It's been a very long time. We are meeting after a very long time. It's very nostalgic seeing you here. Kareem, I
Thank you.
think this question, I think I wanted to put forward to you, having you on board. I think that change management. I think you will be able to define what change management was, especially for your industry and your organization, especially with this entire stream of lockdowns, the highs and lows. So, how was that, Kareem?
Well, it was actually very bad, and it still is because the lockdown is still continued. And during this lockdown phase, as we are an FMCG company, so what we are facing is the distribution itself. A lot of trade, general trade, and
Yeah,
IMT LMTs are open these days, but their timings have been reduced by the government. Therefore, the problem is everybody wants their delivery to be done early, like early mornings. So, I mean, we have a limited number of delivery vans which are delivering all across the city and
fair
different
enough.
cities of Pakistan. So, we cannot deliver 50 outlets at a single time frame. Uh, Rather, if you
Hmm.
see previously in the past, what used to happen is that every outlet, every shopkeeper or dealer used to say that, okay, deliver us at this different time frames, like between 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., 7 p.m. But now, due to the lockdown situation, everybody wants their deliveries to be done early
Fair
morning
enough.
because after that,
Hmm.
between afternoon to late evening, the shops are usually very crowded as people are there to buy the groceries and stuff. So it's a bit difficult for us. At the same time, looking at the manufacturing process of any business, any company of our group, or any other
Ji,
industry,
ji,
textile or any other
ji.
industry, we are facing a lot of problems in the supply chain. So, I mean, if we order something, for example, packaging material or raw material ingredients, the suppliers are facing issues delivering the ingredient or the product to us,
Hmm.
to the manufacturing companies, which is at the end of the
Indeed.
day resulting in a shortfall or short of supply of that particular product, and therefore the market is being emptied for a particular span of time, or the prices for that product is getting or at a rise. So I mean, there are multiple
Absolutely.
things happening at the
Absolutely.
same time. And if you look at the textile
Yeah.
sector the textile is also is not in a really good condition right now because all the exports have been stopped. So I mean, people have started to delay their orders. People have started to cancel their orders, especially the big giants, big brands like Zara and all these other brands. They started to cancel their orders, delay the orders because the countries in their country, the conditions are also not that well. So the forecast which they made for the year is now also on a decline level. So they don't want their supplies now. So it is creating a chaos in Pakistan and countries like Bangladesh and India where the textile sector is at peak. So the companies, textile companies have started to lay off people. And laying off people have become now at a very large scale here in Pakistan. So it's a whole cycle. So the economy is collapsing at the end of the day.
I know.
People don't earn their salaries, they don't earn money. I mean, how are they going to survive? How are they going to live their livelihood? How are they going to
absolutely.
So it's a really
absolutely,
challenging.
Kareem. Absolutely. Absolutely, very well said, Kareem. I think me coming from the HR side, I think it's it's a vicious cycle that is moving forward. Thank you so much for those wonderful words. हमारे साथ Abdul Hadi साहब भी हैं. He is our counselor for of Greenwich University. Abdul, thank you very much. Hadi साहब, thank you very much for being with us together. क्या हाल चाल है? I hope you're doing well. All right. Fall 2020 semester. Let's get into it. Let's run into it. All right, Dr. Masar Adnan, I'll be coming on board to you, ma'am. Mujhe bataye, ma'am, the fall 2020 semester. I think you gave us information of how COVID-19 had started and how Greenwich was able to mesh together and run this forward. So, ma'am, what does the fall 2020 session offer in terms of undergraduate programs, graduate and postgraduate, ma'am?
Actually, when the pandemic was there, we initially switched to online learning, and initially we switched to the blended structure. And once the lockdown started, we totally switched onto the online structure, and we developed our own examination system, and we conducted our examinations, and we met all the deadlines, including the midterms and final examination and the ending of the spring semester. Currently, we are in the summer semester where we are offering courses for our deficiency students, and Alhamdulillah, that particular semester is going very well. And from September onwards, we are about to start our fall 2020 semester, and we will not only start our regular programs, but we have developed some new programs for this semester as well.
Wonderful.
So coming on to the specific programs, let me just discuss about some undergrad programs initially.
Please,
in the category of undergrad programs, we have different type of programs. Like we have associate degree programs and we have bachelor's programs as well. We have 4-year bachelor's program basically, but the scenario is that if someone wants to get a degree after 2 years, maybe girls are getting married and maybe someone is planned to do work maybe after 2 years, so they have an option of getting the associate degree in the same program after 2 years.
Excellent.
So we have, in that scenario, we have Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, which we call as BSBA program. So we have a 4-year degree program, and as well as we have ASBA, which is the associate degree in the same structure, which is basically kind of a 2-year degree, initial 2 years of the BS program. Then we have another degree program which we have launched because of that pandemic, and that particular program is developed and designed to adopt the futuristic approach and to meet the future challenges of the world around. And since we are observing and we have experienced that the businesses who were able to shift some of their portions, as like Kareem Daly was saying, that there were issues of supply chain. So those businesses who have successfully shifted on to digitized systems or maybe
Digital.
online systems, yeah.
Absolutely.
So and they have successfully managed their human resource online. So those businesses have little impact of COVID. So keeping all that in mind, we have designed this new bachelor's program along with the associate degree program, which is kind of transformation of the conventional business systems into the modernized and contemporary systems. The degree program is the Bachelor of Science in Digital Business Management.
Wonderful.
Again,
Wow.
we have
Right.
this is the 4-year degree program, and
Okay.
simultaneously we are offering the associate degree for the ones who want to quit or maybe rejoin after some time.
A
We can
faster
get.
process.
Yeah.
Ji.
Similarly, there is another program which we are starting, which we actually have planned before the COVID. So we are continuing with that. Bachelor of Science in Tourism and Hospitality Management. Hopefully,
Oh,
with the
wonderful.
passage of time,
Wow.
we will be able to, obviously, the new normal will come, and obviously things will
Absolutely.
get back
Inshallah.
in order.
Inshallah.
So we will have our hospitality and tourism industry flourished. So
That's
this
how
program
that's how
definitely
Greenwich
will work.
University that's how Greenwich University prepares for the
Exactly.
future beforehand.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly. So these are some undergrad programs that we are offering for the fall 2020, and obviously, I think Hadi would be able to tell the eligibility criteria of those programs.
Sure. Hadi, over to you, dear. If you could just give a little detail on in terms of the eligibility criteria that is required from students. Hello, Hadi. All right, ma'am.
Okay,
Moving
I think
forward.
we have lost him.
Yes.
let me just elaborate. Basic
Sure.
condition
Sure.
for the undergrad program is 12 years of education or maybe an equivalent. In case of 12 years of education, a candidate must have at least 55 percentage of marks, and if he
Yes.
has done A level, so at least 3 A level courses are required for the admission. And then we have for some overseas candidates, we have equivalent recognized degrees. If they can get those degrees attested by HEC or recognized by HEC, then we can take them in our
Fantastic.
education
Fantastic.
stream.
Fabulous.
Right?
All right,
Anything
ma'am. Moving
else?
forward, ma'am. Moving forward, we just talked about the undergraduate. What about? Can we talk a little bit about the graduate and postgraduate as well, please?
Yes, yes. At the same time, we are running some graduate and postgraduate programs here. The most famous program is MBA, of course. So it is basically 18 years of education, and the eligibility is if the candidate has already done 16 years of education, he can go for that. There are two streams for that. One is 1.5 years. The ones who have
Fair enough.
done a 4 years degree in business area, they can go for 1.5 years, which is a kind of a 3-semester program. It has 12 courses and 36 credit hours. On the other hand, we have another MBA program, which is kind of an executive MBA program, which now HEC has allowed
All
us to
right.
do.
Okay.
So it is
Okay.
basically
Wonderful.
a 2.5 years program, and similar to that, we have another normal business education program, which is again for
Fair enough.
2.5 years. Right, and similarly, we have some MPhil programs in business administration, and we have doctoral programs in the business administration. Among the MPhil programs, we have MPhil in business administration, which is
Okay.
basically 2 years program with 4 semesters and 8 courses of 24 credit hours, along with one thesis of 6 credit hours. Then we have a PhD program in business administration. And let me just tell you that only last year, there are 8 PhDs which have awarded PhD degrees in different areas,
Excellent.
and among those, only
Excellent. Wow.
three were PhDs in the same department, in the business administration department. So, and
Excellent. Excellent. Wow.
all of them have enrolled themselves in PCD, postgraduate country directory of
So,
HEC. So
excellent.
we are lucky enough to have, currently we have about
I
25 PhD students enrolled in our
Mashallah,
university.
mashallah. And I
Mashallah,
think that
mashallah,
the
mashallah.
amount of diversity that Greenwich is providing to the students, and this is what the viewers need to see right now. That mashallah, we are providing significant amount of diversity for all of you. Like Dr. Musad said, that we have multiple programs. Those who want to go into a fast track, or those who want to go to a normal side, or those who are on a who are working, and then we can offer them BA, MBA. So I think there's significant amount of diversity to get ready for the future. Absolutely. Excellent. Thank you very much, Dr. Musad. Ma'am, ये बताइए कि one of the questions that often students and our viewers would like to know is, what are the specializations that we have under our tree that we are offering, the majors that we are offering in all the programs, ma'am?
In the undergrad program, especially in BA program, the majors that we are currently offering are banking, finance, HRM, hotel management, information technology, management, marketing, NGO management, and supply chain management. While
Okay.
in case of MBA, we are offering
Yes.
banking finance, HRM, management information system, again, simple management, marketing, services management, supply chain, digital media marketing, and Islamic banking and finance. So
Wow.
there's a lot of
Wow.
diversity in our
There's a
in an
lot.
MBA program.
Where was hospitality management when I had joined Greenwich University? This is unfair. It is God. But can you see? But mashallah, 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 Greenwich has grown and has taken massive. Like I said, they're taking massive
Alhamdulillah.
initiatives. I mean, I still remember when I started my degree, and when I was junior to Cream, we only had only a certain number of courses. But now, mashallah, we have grown, and we're going towards digital. We are going towards hospitality management. We're going towards tourism, and
Let me tell you,
we are up with the edge and moving about. Yes,
and let
yes,
me
ma'am.
tell you, Shumail, we are the
Ji.
first one to offer that digital business management program. That particular
Yes.
program is being offered all over the world, but in Pakistan, we are the pioneers.
Like I said, Greenwich always prepares for the future, and that is why the open session name is "Are you ready? Are you future ready?"
Yes.
Absolutely, that is excellent to find out that we are the pioneers on the digital aspect in this digital program, moving into in the entire education side. Excellent. Congrats to Greenwich University. Again, viewers, you can see the amount of diversity. Again, you can see the amount of specializations and majors we have. And again, you can see that how we are actually, as I said initially, that you're going to know about how Greenwich University is paving the path forward for the future and for all of you to get future ready. Wonderful. Dr. Musad, thank you. Ma'am, a question I have, that this question is often asked by a number of students, and these are those students who hail from a non-commerce background, right? And they often tend to, and I think there's a lack of clarity at their end, that if we are, because I'm teaching as well, so they often tend to put forward this question that, sir, we are engineers, or we're from a science background, and we want to go towards
Business
the business
administration.
side.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or, mashallah, some of these students have been working, and now they're coming to a managerial level, and their organizations have asked them to obtain a degree in the business world. So, ma'am, could you please shed some light on this aspect, please, for the
Yes,
non-commerce individuals?
exactly. We have separate programs, especially for those who are coming from the commerce stream and the ones who are
Okay.
coming from non-commerce stream.
Fair enough.
Basically, those who have done their 14 years of education, previously they could do MBA directly. But since fall 2019, HEC has phased out that program. Now, what they
Okay.
need to do,
Okay.
yeah, what they are needed to do now is to complete their 4 years bachelor's degree program first, and then move towards the master's program. So again, we have so many graduates, those who have done their BComs or maybe their BA or their BSc, and now since they can't enter into the business administration masters, so first of all they have to complete their bachelor's degree, 4 years bachelor's degree, to come to the 16 years of education. So for them, we have designed two different type of courses. The one is for the commerce background, which is for 2.5
Fantastic.
years, because in that we have to do some bridging courses, and again
Okay.
we have exempted those courses, those who they have already done in their BCom or in their BA courses. So like some compulsory courses or maybe some business courses if
Prerequisite.
they are from the commerce background. So
Prerequisite.
we have kind of a 2.5 years program for the commerce students, and we have a 3 years program for the non-commerce students, and they can first complete their bachelor's for 16 years of
Okay.
education, and then they
Ji.
can start maybe their MBA program, and then it will be like 1.5 year of MBA program. So
Okay,
total
all
number
right.
of years is actually same, but now they are in par with the other degree programs of other BS programs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was just observing. So, to all the viewers who are coming from non-commerce side, you guys can see that how Dr. Musart has explained brilliantly that how you can bridge and transform towards the business world to the business side for business education. And obviously, prereqs are always important, ma'am. And we have
And
to
one
go with the
thing,
bachelor side and then moving for the
yes.
masters. Yes, yes, Dr.
One
Musart.
thing, one
Please.
thing more, like you have said that the ones who have done their degree programs in engineering or maybe in medicine
Ji,
side, what
ji.
they can do a 2.5 years MBA program, which is
Okay.
66 courses, and again they are in par with other MBA programs like 18 years of education, and after that they can start their PhD if they want to.
Wow.
And
Wow, that
Shumail,
is brilliant.
you too can join in the
I,
PhD program if you want to.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I knew the bullseye is going to come on me. I've been getting a lot of bullseyes, because I'm in the teaching side now
Yeah,
quite
yes,
regularly and quite extensively. So every
exactly.
individual is like, you need
And
to
you
get
are
a
very good
PhD.
in research, and you are very good in research. How come
Yes,
you have not started your PhD
I,
program?
I have been put on spot by Dr. Musarat Adnan on live session. My
And now you
goodness,
should start
Bilkul,
thinking
ma'am.
about starting it.
I think I should. Thank you, Kareem, for topping that up with some dip shot ice cream. Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Masarad. Thank you very much for the information. I'll be getting back to you. Kareem.
Yeah.
Being such a prominent player in the market, say him, and mashallah, I've seen you. You're my senior, and I've seen you go from one mount to another, and to another. मुझे एक चीज बताओ करीम there's always this question, and you're going to kill me when I ask you this question: academics versus experience. Every student comes and asks this question, कि sir, experience academics से बहुत बेहतर है sir, नहीं experience जीतता है. And then I tell them the importance of academic, but from your perspective, somebody who's been in the market, a key player now, what do you have to say? That how is this? How would you sum this up? Like the academics versus experience. How does these academic sessions actually build those competencies for students, for employees?
Well, I think it's a little bit of mixture of both, because if you don't have an education background, I mean, if you don't know about the commerce or the business industry, how it works, how the Pakistan economy works, the labor laws and all these things, I know a lot of people must be thinking now, yeah, what is this rubbish labor law? तो हमारे पुराने ज़माने के पढ़ाते आ रहे हैं, बिल्कुल सही बात है. But at least you should know what's going around and how you would do the business in the market. I mean, especially communication skills, interpersonal skills, and consumer behavior. These are some of the very important things which students don't really know about. I mean, लोग business करने आ जाते हैं, the people get into the industry. Obviously, experience is there. You need to have an experience of what you do in the market, and you should first study about what you want to do in the market. I mean, if you want to be an expert in sales, definitely you should know the pros and cons, and you should know how to interact with people in the market, how to make the deals, what are the sales techniques, how to do cross-selling, upselling, and all these kind of things. अगर आप
Absolutely.
ऐसी direct market में आओगे, so what's going to happen is initially you're going to do good, you're going to do very great, but somebody else who is educated and who came from an educational
Yeah.
background, got the degree, or who did his
Absolutely.
master's, is definitely going to take over and give that person a better deal, and that consumer is going to go away from your brand. So I mean, it is a little bit mixture of both. That's what I'm going to say, because some of the topics, some of the subjects which we're going to learn from the BBA degree or MBA degree or perhaps PhD, which some only few of them do. I mean, हम लोग भी PhD वाले नहीं हैं, but MBA तक जिसको basics
You're rubbing it beautifully. You're rubbing it beautifully.
the pillar should be strong. I mean, the things that you're going to learn in the bachelor's and the master's, that's going to come a long way, because you're going to learn how the advertising industry works, the advertising techniques, the consumer behavior, the marketing. I mean, the 4 P's of marketing. अभी हम ऐसी 4 P's बात करते हैं, लेकिन जब हम सोचते हैं कि हमने bachelor's में कितना 4 P's को पढ़ा है, 4 के बाद 5 आया, 6 आया, and now 7 P's हो गए.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, those
Absolutely.
things are the pillars of any brand or business or any product you launch. So, I mean, this is something very important for someone who wants to start up a business or wants to join a company and sell a product, or perhaps even market that particular product. So, I mean, basics aapke strong hone chahiye. Obviously, then comes the experience part, because you know what you have learned from your background, and then you're going to implement that thing in the market, and then you're going to learn with it time to time, and then you have to adapt to the change, because that things are not going to last for long. I mean, the basics are going to be clear, but sales management techniques, supply chain, all these things, you would be knowing the basics, but then again you have to adapt with the market, because हमारी बुक्स जो पढ़ाती हैं वो ज्यादातर यूरोप और अमेरिका का कल्चर पढ़ा रही होती है, और हम जब पाकिस्तान में आते हैं बंदा बोलता है दोगे क्या भाई, सीधी सी बात है. वो जो देने लेने का काम है, वो आप सीखोगे, एक्सपीरियंस करोगे मार्केट में जाके, बट उससे पहले obviously you need to do the degree program to at least know what's going around you and how would you start. If you want to be an entrepreneur, how would you start a business, or how would you excel if you join a business or a company.
Excellent. Wow. I think Kareem laid it out beautifully, that the education, the academic side, I would second to his note, and I would explain it to my students को ज़्यादातर इस तरह explain करता हूँ. I like cooking, and when you make a cheesecake, the base is your academics, and then you build up on the experience slowly, and then that becomes one. It just becomes one beautiful package. Excellent. Acha Kareem, lockdowns, change management in process, unpredictability. Businesses are facing a high and low. And like Dr. Musarat said, I love the positivity that she put into the session, that, we will come back to normal, things will be good again, and we will be on our high, and, everything will come back to normal. What would you say that are the competencies that students should learn for the future from this academic session that we have coming forth?
Well, like Dr. Musarat mentioned, that they're starting a digital program. I mean, that is a really good initiative done by Greenwich University, because the digital program is the next future for Pakistan. If you see, a lot of e-commerce websites have been made up in the past 5 years, which are doing a great job. I mean, you look at the big brands, e-commerce brands like Daraz and all the other websites, they're doing pretty good. And if you get into the digital industry today, trust me, 10 years down the line, that is the near future. There is no going to be any cable TV. People are going to be starting watching TV on the internet. And social media is on the rise these days. I mean, a lot of people still using Facebook, but if you see a certain amount of gentry is on Instagram as well. So, I mean, if you know how to do social media marketing, any company would hire you there and then, because every company wants to come on the social media because they can easily target that audience. There was a time people used to do ATL and BTL, but in ATL and BTL, the major problem is that if you go to ATL, your commercial or your message is going to get across to the whole nation. and it will not be according to a specific target audience. Obviously, if you're selling a cheesecake, you will definitely advertise that cheesecake on a food channel. But then again, if you are advertising babies' diapers or something like that, I mean, you cannot easily target your audience, or you have to target a particular show, but you aren't sure that that person is going to see your TVC or message or not. So, I mean, if you go towards the digital, that's the next best in thing in the market. You can easily target your audience. You can double tap them. You can do the multiplier effect. I mean, play your commercial or your message twice or thrice. And as it's we say in marketing, if somebody sees your ad 10 times, the 11th time he's definitely going to buy your product. So I mean,
classical conditioning. You're constantly hitting the mind. Absolutely, classical conditioning. Very true. I think Kareem, you put it together really well, saying that the digital side is now become. I think it gives you that sniper approach in targeting that exact target market that you want for your product, and actually dispersing your product in the minds across the globe. Excellent. Very well. Actually, Kareem, I have another question there. Seeing you, go from A, B, C, D, E, F, and we're meeting after a considerable period of time now, and it's been a very long time.
But you're looking good. I mean, as always.
I'm looking good as always. Oh dear goodness!
And people, those who are watching right now, I mean, they should see Shumail in real, because he really has a good body, good muscle. He's a six-pack dude. So I mean, anybody would get hooked to a person like him.
You see, Greenwich does this to you. Greenwich prepares you for the future. And mujhe ye batao, Kareem, that how did Greenwich prepare you for the future? From where you entered the gates of Greenwich University to where you are today. What is that one key Greenwich advantage that you would state for us?
Well, I would like to say that Greenwich is a very big knitted community, and it's like a one big family. So I mean, there is no problem interacting with the teachers, the faculty, the admin members, and I mean, they can easily resolve your problem there and then. In bigger universities, what the problem is, usually you write an application, it goes to the departments, and then you get a reply after 10, 15 days. And till then, your problem is gets more ruined. So, I mean, nobody's there to help you out. Here, I mean, it's so knitted that people usually, the admin staff helps you there and then, and they advise you what to do and how to go about that thing. This is something very good. Plus, besides that, there are a lot of curricular activities in the university which you could do besides studying. So, I mean, Greenwich was my second home when I was studying at Greenwich. So, the most of the time I was there at the university, I used to chill there. Us friends used to hang out, sit in the cafeteria, go play at the backyard. We used to have cricket matches. We used to play badminton. I mean, there are all kinds of sports besides studying, because people who are watching right now, they must be thinking, यार पढ़ाई की बातें हो रही हैं, कुछ अच्छी बात भी बताओ यार, तो मैं join करूं university. तो अच्छी बातें हैं, lots of entertainment for you there as well. You will meet a lot of different people from all walks of life, and I mean, this is you cannot judge someone and then you think यार उसके जैसा बनना है. I mean, you must be having your own good qualities inside you which you could do. Not everybody can be a businessman. Not everybody can be an engineer. I am not an engineer. मैं engineer को देखूँ मैं बोलूँ मुझे बनना है, तो I cannot do that. But you must be having some speciality, some expertise of something which you could implement in your life. So I mean, when I joined Greenwich, I felt like it's my second home, and because the teachers were there, they were very friendly. The classes are small. The classroom sizes is usually not more than 30 students.
Most importantly, that's very important.
So I mean, one-on-one communication with the teacher, that's very important. You get to learn really good stuff, the real experiences of the market, especially in if you're doing marketing or business degree programs. There are faculty members who are working in big organizations or who are part of big organizations, and they teach you the real experience which they are facing on ground in their courses, which makes your courses really exciting, because then you get to learn something which is not mentioned in the books, and they are connected with the Pakistani market, which you can implement in your business or after you graduate or during your period of learning.
Brilliant. Most importantly, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think you framed it really well. That I think मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा that you brought in the extracurricular part. I think because one of the things I want to tell the viewers is that it's all about quality, 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 quality at Greenwich University.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, dear, that the class size is to a certain amount, is only to a certain number, so that we can cater to students one on one, so that we can actually get. And then you also focus about the experiential knowledge. I think books बहुत अच्छी चीज है. Now that I'm a faculty member, so Dr. Musarat dekh rahi hai.
Now
I'm a
you cannot
research
say
faculty
anything
member as
about
well.
that.
So I do not say anything about books. I think books बहुत अच्छी चीज है. But I think the experiential knowledge along
Exactly.
with that book is just going to take a student right to that point where they need to go. And then also an extracurricular. I want to tell this to all the viewers. I think यहाँ जितनी अब extracurricular activity शुरू हुई हैं, I wish I cannot entwine myself in those extracurricular activities because I'm a faculty member. So I have to be very very gentle when I'm walking around. But we've got a gym, we've got cafeterias are happening. There's music there. We have a separate sitting place for all the students. So there are constant events happening. So absolutely, thank you, Kareem. I'm gonna get back to you, inshallah. All right, heading over to
Sure.
Dr. Musarat, ma'am. Uh, ma'am, जो fall 2020 session है, ma'am, what would be the learning process or learning methodology that we are expecting to move towards?
Actually, we will going to start our fall 2020 session from September. And since you know that from 15th of September, government and HEC has announced to open the university. So
Inshallah.
probably we will be having some blended type of arrangement, like some
Okay.
face-to-face
Wow.
classes and
Wow.
some online classes. But strictly we will go as the HEC would tell us to do. So we
Okay.
will take guidelines from the HEC, and obviously we will follow the SOPs strictly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then obviously we will be in a position to obviously it will depend on the COVID-19 situation at that time. Uh,
Absolutely. Yes.
so hopefully, inshallah ta'ala, we will get back to normal slowly and gradually. And
Inshallah.
as
Inshallah.
HEC would tell us to do, we will go by that.
Okay, inshallah. And ma'am, heading to another question. This question has been asked by all the students. They've been messaging me. They're like, sir, ye zarur batayega live session pe. We've heard that you're going live. I was like, hey, what is the question? And this question has come to all the students that, ma'am, what is the grading schematics that we're moving towards in the fall 2020 session? What are we looking at, ma'am, in terms of the grading dynamics?
Actually, like Shumail, if the condition would be like normal face-to-face classes, then obviously we will go for the same conventional way of examination. But in case of blended learning, obviously we will have to
Ji,
have
ma'am.
some alternate arrangements of assessment
In,
as well. So
as per the
hopefully,
policy, sure.
exactly. Hopefully,
Ji.
when the semester will get started, and then obviously HEC will give us some guidelines. Then based upon that, we will decide what type of assessment we can have online and what type of assessment we can have face to face.
Fantastic. Like I said, Greenwich is always prepared, ready, and they're future ready as
Yeah,
well, and they're getting us future.
we have all the arrangements done. If HEC asks us to take online exams, we are ready to do that. If they ask
Fantastic.
to take face-to-face exams, obviously we will follow all the SOPs
Brilliant.
and we will be in a position to do that. And if they ask us to have an alternate arrangement, obviously we will be in a position to start that as well.
Complete. So we've got a complete package all ready for us for the fall 2020 semester. Ladies and gentlemen, the admissions are open, and it is that we need to join in so that we can get future ready. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Masara. Thank you, Kareem. Heading up to हमारे अच्छे भले हमारे Hadi Saab. Hadi Saab is the counselor for our organization, for our institute. Hadi, are you with us, dear? Can you hear us? Can you hear me, Hadi? Hadi?
Yes, I can hear you. You can hear.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Hadi. Hadi, am I clear, my friend?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Hadi is the counselor of Greenwich University. He is the guiding light and the beacon for the students, and he will be the guiding light and beacon for the students for the fall 2020 semester. Hadi, could you tell us the academic calendar? Can you just आप थोड़ा सा बता सकते हैं हमारे viewers को कि what will be the academic calendar? कब हमारा semester शुरू हो रहा है? Admission की dates क्या है? Admission process क्या है? Can you please just elaborate on that? थोड़ा सा explain कर सकते हैं please, Hadi? I think, unfortunately, we have Mr. Hadi and is not online with us. He will be back shortly. As you guys can see, guys, that the fall 2020 session is around the corner. All right, and as Kareem was saying, that this session is the most important session that that we can have for the future, because this is the session that every student requires right now, so that they can be prepared for the future, and so that they can be prepared with the competencies that they require. Like Kareem had said earlier, that the market has become unpredictable, the market is bad, there's considerable highs and lows. And as Kareem had said, that we now we will be needing, and I think Kareem, if I coming back to you, dear, I think that 2021 is going to be completely different. Because I think अब जो हमें employees चाहिए होंगे, or the skills that students will now require for 2021 will be completely different. And I think that is why that these academic, it will be completely different. It will be a completely new world. And that is why I think that this fall 2020 session, I think, will be a paving path for all the students for 2021. Hadi Saab, sir, are you with us, dear? Hadi? Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, Hadi is not with us at the moment. But yeah, so Kareem, like, it's going to be a complete different world ahead in 2021. Absolutely. Dr. Musarat, just do we have any idea that exactly when the semester is estimated to start, ma'am? Dr. Musarat? Hello? All right, no worries at all. I think Dr. Musarat will be with us online, and Hadi will be with us online as well shortly. Achha,
so guys, those who are
Kareem,
watching, are you future
what would
ready?
you, one note for everybody right now, in terms of 2021, in terms of the fall 2020 session, one note that you want to give out to all the viewers out there, for everybody, what would that one note be? Professionally, personally, please.
Well, this is the beginning of anything you want. So, I mean, you should join Greenwich or any other educational institute you want, but Greenwich is the place to be. And you never know where you're going to be in 5 years down the line. So, I mean, a degree is very important. Besides experience, education is important. I mean, you should know the basics. So at least your structure is strong and nobody can beat you in the market. You have to take advantage of that. And obviously, you should not compare yourself to anyone, because that's where you get demotivated, and that's where you get the downfall. So, I mean, you should not compare yourself. You should always compete with yourself, so you can be better and better day after day. That's what I do. I mean, I always compete with myself, and I try to make myself better. And every day you're going to learn something new. So never think that you don't know anything. You're always going to learn something new. Also, us PhD teachers, they also learn something new every day. So, I mean, nobody is perfect. We are born with no education, and then we get education with the time. And with time, we all experience a lot of different things. And that's how we succeed and excel in life. So, always stay motivated. And what else can I say,
Wow.
Shuman? Anything else you want to add on to it?
Kareem, I think that note had so much energy and motivation. I think everybody's going to be hitting the fall 2020 session. Ladies and gentlemen, that were the words of Kareem Teli, again, Managing Director, Pakistan Dairy Products. He's the shaper or the revamper for Dip Shop Ice Cream Parlor. He's the innovator, he's the strategist, and he's the brainchild behind Igloo, bringing it up to par. And I think those words are going to be golden words for all of you guys right now. Kareem, thank you so
Thank you very
much for
Thank you
being
very
with
much
us.
for
It
having
was
me here.
indeed a pleasure. It was a pleasure, dear. It was a pleasure seeing you after so many years, my friend.
Thank you.
And I wish you
Same here,
all the
my friend.
best. I
Thank
wish
you.
you all the best, buddy. I wish you all the success. Stay safe. Stay blessed. All right,
And I would
dear.
like to
Thank
tell
you.
everyone, those who are watching right now, stay safe, stay indoors, because there has been around more than 100,000 cases here in Karachi of coronavirus. And things are
Wow.
getting better day by day, but still, it's better to be safe than sorry. So take very good care of yourself. And thank you very much again, Shumai, for inviting me over tonight.
It's been a pleasure, dear. It's been a pleasure. Take good care of yourself. Allah
Thank you.
Hafiz.
Allah
Take
Hafiz.
care.
Take care.
All right. Thank you, Kareem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you could see that I think you've got ample information regarding the fall 20 semester. Coming on to Dr. Musarraf. Dr. Musarraf, one
Yes.
last note for all the viewers, for all the students, for
Okay.
all our beloved community. What would that be, ma'am?
Shumail, one should keep one thing in mind, that management and administration skills are, foremost for growth. In addition, being a business student or business graduate, you must know to make optimum utilization of resources that you have and help the
Absolutely.
respective business grow exponentially. On one hand, you must know to handle the accounting, finance, marketing, and technological aspects of the organization you are associated with. And on the other hand, you must be well versed in making key strategic decisions along with keeping people with you and knowing that how to manage people around, because that is very important.
Wow, wow. Those were words of Dr. Musarat Adnan. Ma'am, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank
I
you.
was
Thank
super
you, Shumail.
excited when I heard that you were going to
Good to
be with
have
us
with you
today.
here. Yeah, good to have
Thank you,
with you
ma'am.
here.
Thank you so much. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, ma'am. अपना
Shukriya.
ख्याल रखें. Stay safe,
बहुत
stay
शुक्रिया.
blessed.
Stay.
Allah Hafiz, and
Allah
have a good
Hafiz.
night.
Thank you. Same here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you must be happy. Your brain must be full of information and you must be fully energized for the fall 2020 semester. I think there were wonderful words by Kareem Teli as he had explained about the competencies for the future, what is required for the future. I think he summed it beautifully about the academics versus experience. And he being a key player, he really put in a real sublime approach to the academic session and its importance. Similarly, like Dr. Musadat said as well, the importance of managing people and bringing everyone together. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure being connected with you. It has been the entire Greenwich fraternity was with you all, and I'm sure you must have got significant information for the fall 2020 semester. At the end of the day, and at the end of the session, all I want to say is, guys, lockdown or no lockdown, yeah, we will get back up strong, right? And at the end of the day, we need to decide how strong we want to get back up. With what competencies are we going to wake up, inshallah, in 2021? With what competencies are we going to enter the corporate world? With what competencies are we going to lead in the future? Lockdown, no lockdown, but we need to see the bright side. And like Kareem Teddy said, that we need to focus on ourselves, on our good, on our skills, on our abilities. And that's what this lockdown is teaching me, has taught a lot of, and is teaching a lot of other people as well, that keep working on yourself, keep working on your competencies. And that is the reason why the fall 2020 semester is a very crucial semester for all of you watching this live virtual open house. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Shamal Chaudhry, Assistant Professor at Greenwich University and moderator of the session. If you guys have any queries at all, you can see that there is a ticker that is going. It says official WhatsApp for queries. Our number is right there. Apart from that, if you have any queries, you can email it to admissions@greenwich.edu.pk. To register, visit www.greenwich.edu.pk. Ladies and gentlemen, Shmail Chaudhry once again signing off. Allah Hafiz, Shabba Khair, stay blessed, stay safe, have a wonderful day. Good night. Signing off.